Good evening, everyone, and welcome here for the Assetto Corsa race at Knockhill. We are in Scotland, and we are in this little tiny circuit in the middle of Scotland, which is very, very important for all of the Scottish culture. The Knockhill racing circuit, which, as I said, is in the heart of Scotland, was opened 51 years ago, and it's being used in BTCC and the British Superbike Championship. Formerly it also had the British GT in a couple of occasions, well, more than a couple to be fair. And well, the circuit is very, very short. That's why it's being used here in the MX5s. It's only 2 kilometers long, or for whoever is from the British Island, 1.2 miles long. And well, as I said, it's very, very short, but it's actually the longest configuration of the three the track holes. There is a second one which is a mile long, which is the national layout, and then there is the 3 oval, which is just short of 500 meters. It's very, very short, as you can see from the image on screen. But I'm Cristiano Romano, and for tonight we are going to have the MX5s on the round number 4, and theoretically all the issues have been resolved, and with theoretically I mean I'm really praying that it is like this, because I'll be honest, a couple of rounds that were before this one had a bit of connection issues, but to be fair, they weren't my fault. I had to do like backflips and front flips to get this sorted out. But in any case, here in Knockhill we are going with the MX5s, and the standings at the moment. These are the standings of the MX5 Cup. Edoardo Cavalli leads with just a tiny bit more than 3,000 points. Takayuki Kubo just behind, 400 points behind, and Jack Black completes the podium with 2,300 points, with Winstrom, Galaxy and Barale just following behind. This is the top 30 in its full fitness. And then these are the results from last time around in the Chinese track of Zhuzhou. Really Gallardo won the race with 7 seconds in front of Day, with Cavalli in 3rd, Jack Black 4th, and completed the top 5. It was Takayuki Okubo with Kasha, Krylov, Barale, Galaxy and Frankie completing your top 10. These are the full standings, completed with the Elo and sport rating and the points acquired in the championship. And obviously you are probably wondering what they are fighting for, because it's a championship, and the championship offers these prizes. This is, as I say, the MX5 Pro Series by GSI, and there is a good set of prizes for the podium. Podium sitters will go home with an FPA V2, a GXR V2 and an Interlock Ultra, all of which are great wheels, and you can check the specifics and the characteristics on the GSI website. But also, there are here all the prices in the Assetto Corsa different races and championship. There is the Box 1 Racing that offers prices for the GT3 series. There is LFM, which offers race engineer packs for 3 different series. The Syncmesh TCR Cup, which offers 3 different pairs of gloves for 3 different winners. Then there is the Radical Cup, and wait, let me see on the website so it's easier. The Radical Cup, the Formula 2004, then there is the Porsche Cup, the Sports Car Series, the LMP3 Challenge, GT3. There are a lot of championships that offer a good prize pool with Into Concepts giving prizes for the Open Wheel Championship, the Sports Car Race Series and the Radical Cup. Where I'm going now, I think I'm going for the full calendar in Assetto Corsa. This is the full calendar. As I said, we are with the MX5s, which are on the same circuit as the TCRs. We are in Knockhill, just after Zhuzhou and just before Lime Rock Park, which is also a very good track in the middle of the United States. And then also there is the full calendar for the multi-class series, the F2004, the Radical, the Tatus, and the GT3/Porsche Cup that is held in Monday and Tuesday for the Porsche Cup. And I think that's all for the slides. Yes, I think it is. Let's have a final look at the standings, because as I said, the driver that we have to look forward to is Edoardo Cavalli. The Brazilian is just is practically solo ahead with 400 points of an advantage, with Okubo in second and Jackie Black in third. I'm sure we will see plenty of action in tonight's round at Knockhill, which, as I said, is just in the middle of Scotland. Another trivia information: the track is actually the only one which is which has a FIA approved certification, and it's the only one in Scotland that has it. So it's a little bit of free trivia. I don't know if you already knew it, but if you're new to the championship, we are with MX5s. These are the very same cars being used in the Wellen MX5 Cup, which is the pretty much. Let me go back to the studio in the meantime. Okay, which is the support series for the IMSA, which is the WeatherTech IMSA Championship. The last race was being held at Martinsville. It was a photo finish, obviously, because the MX5s are always getting through with a photo finish the majority of time. The next race is going to be at Daytona, because it's going to be the support series, the support race for the Rolex 24. As I said, it's literally MX5 Cup, so they are using MX5s. They're using stock Miatas practically. The only thing that changed is the whole roll cage and the safety features around it. Let me just go into the. Okay, here we are. Join. Should work. What was I saying? Yes. The Mazda is the effective Mazda. It's a stock Mazda being used in terms of chassis and engine. The only thing that changes is everything else. So safety features, tires, wheels, and whatnot. Now we are into the qualifying session. We go into live, and I think this is the wrong badge. This is the correct one, and obviously, can you please? Let me try to see window capture. Maybe it works. This one here. This content manager. Every time there has to be an issue of some kind. I really like it. Okay, now it works. I didn't change anything, but it works. I will live with it. At this point, I'm just giving up. To be fair, I'm not really thinking anymore. And yes, everything is resolved. I have also put the pure filter, as you can see. Oh, that was me going to the right a bit too much. Let me see if the cursor is on. No, apparently live doesn't see my cursor, luckily. Okay, so everything works. After weeks of pain, which is a little what happened, everything finally works. 75 frames, no stuttering, no lag. This is the thing for me. Anyway, we are not here, as you can see. The minimap on the right shows you the track. The green arrow represents the car that is currently on screen, and the yellow dots should be the cars on a valid lap time. The red ones should be the ones that are not on a valid lap time. and I really hope everything works, because otherwise I might cry. At this point, as you can see, the full filter is on, and let me know if something is off, which probably may be. Just want to go to OBS quickly. I fear of going OBS. Find things working. Cavalli leads the qualifying session already by a single tenth now, just after I mentioned it, but he's still in the lead. Okubo follows a tenth behind, and Black is currently in third. No, never mind, he is from fourth place. On the tower you can see the gap and the current lap time. Yes, use the moment. I mean, at this point I have no idea, because every time there is an update I'm like, oh yes, it's an update, what can possibly go wrong? The list of things that go wrong is very, very long. Anyway, Barale now second with a single millisecond behind Cavalli. As you can see, 56.279, as Anderson goes in 7th place in the default 55 livery. I've also put the number on the left, which should be the livery being used. It's not really the number, since the number, as you can see on the bottom right, is put based on the sport rating compared to the field. As always in LFM it works like this, but on the left you have another number, which is the livery being used. Don't look at that for the number. In terms of strength of the drivers against the field. Okubo still in third at the moment. Can he improve? And the answer is not really. He remains in third with a 6.395. Kirillov in fourth now, and Gallardo, fresh of a win in China, is currently in 5th place. Galaxy for now 13th. He had a top 10 in the last race. Right now he's outside the top 10, even in the starting grid. Five minutes to go, and the car ahead is still Cavalli, the Brazilian, in the 777 livery, car number 1, so it's the one to beat. And Barale just follows behind. He has the number 7 in the grid and also in the livery. And so for now, being second is a very, very good achievement for him. Galaxy now in 7th place, 4 attempts, practically 4 attempts, and Barale goes in the lead by 23 milliseconds only. And he currently leads the qualifying session, but after this one, it's a race. As Lopez, no, I think it was Small or Anderson. I can't pinpoint who was the car gaining the spot. I think it was Azzori. Yeah, it was Azzori in 7th place now. And Black is only 12th. Only 12 for the British driver in number 6 with a 34 livery. This track for Formula 4. Honestly, it will be phenomenal with F4. Not sure if you mean in real life or in the game. In both cases, why not? And I'll be the one saying that this is actually a roval, so let's put the NASCAR Cup Series, the Euro NASCAR Cup Series here in Knockhill. As Cavalli goes back in the lead, 3 times on Barale, with practically, he took personally the fact that he was second. He put 3 times between himself and Barale. Okubo still in 3rd, Gallardo still in 5th, and Black still in 12th. It's a tremendous situation for now, as the car in the purple colors behind is... I don't know which one it is. 22.1, 24-hour Knockhill, yes. I mean, there is a 24-hour being held in Silverstone being held with C1s. So if you want, there is that. Is it at Silverstone? I can't remember if there's 24-hour of C1s is at Silverstone. I think it is, but it's on a national circuit, not the international one. Anyway, Okubo now 12 milliseconds behind Cavalli, practically following, and Black jumps into 5th place in number 34. Just behind Krylov, 6 milliseconds ahead. As the car behind And unfortunately, I don't have the same information I've got in ACC, so I have honestly no idea which car it was, unfortunately. Mainly because I can't see who is in the pit, so that's the main reason for that. Cavalli now 12 milliseconds in front of Okubo, who follows. This puts the car in the number 1, barely behind their opponent, and only 2 cars are have put lower than 56 time here at Knockhill. Remember, it's a very, very short track. As I said earlier, it's only a couple of meters longer than 2 kilometers, 1.26 miles. Yeah, if you want Imperial unit. As Sanchez comes out of the pit now, 18th for him, as Kuppi is in 17th. Don't look at the safety cars, obviously, as always. The safety cars are there because of the fact that we have to stream. They are not real safety cars, unfortunately. I think it was a Galaxy in the purple car. That's the car who was that. And Hawk is now in 5th place in the livery number 62, car number 14. Daniel Hawk in his MX5 sits for now in 5th place, behind Gallard, in front of Kirillov. Black and the Galaxy 7th and 9th for the moment, so it's a bit of a good scenario for both Cavalli and Okubo. And only a minute left as there is a car spinning. Couldn't see which one it was. And inside the second, 16 different drivers. I think I was in the LFM chat for a moment. LFM hub. What else to say? Sorry, now. Oh, that's Galaxy. Galaxy jumps into 4th place in the purple MX5. So for now, Cavalli, Okubo, Borale, Galaxy, and Gallardo. Hawks slips into 6th. Rancagno just put the 7th fastest lap. Fernandez now 13th for the Spanish driver. 7 times behind Cavalli. In a so short track, having a second off gap is enormous. It's only 2 kilometers long, as I said. And Fernandez also just set another improvement. He is now in 8th from 14th. And Black, he is now in 10th place. Disaster for the British driver. Barely inside the top 10. And now, as you can see, qualifying is over. So whoever has a lap left has to put it now in the MX5 Pro Series by GSI. C1 Cup is fantastic. Yes, it's the lower the power, I think, higher the racing action. To be fair, because MX5s always put a phenomenal show, and they are MX5s. They are literally MX5s. They are nothing more, nothing less. The only thing that changes is the weight to the stock Miata. As Black is now in 6th place. The very final moment he jumps into 6th from 10th. And that's the grid set with Cavalli, Kubo, Borale, Galaxy, Gallardo in the top 5. Oh, that's okay. Thank you very much. 2 minutes. Wait, that's not supposed to be there. Let me just. Where is it? Sectors. Okay. Standings. Config. Okay, way better. Okay. So now we are just waiting for the grid to form. I have no idea if I have got time to put the grid on screen. Honestly, no idea on that. And unfortunately the camera is a bit off. So I think I'll just put... Unfortunately, there isn't really a camera that helps me here. Oh, this one definitely helps me. A minute and a half till the race starts, as various cars are putting themselves on the grid. Twingo Twin Cup at POW. Twingo Twin Cup seems... honestly, let's put a multi-class championship with C1s and Twingos. For the sake of it. Speaking of Twingo, there is also the one that is going to race at the 24-hour in 26. Which is practically the rival to the Dacia. Which uses a Megane engine. Isn't it like a 200 horsepower Megane RS engine, something like that? Which is stupid for the fact that the Twingo weighs what? 15 kilograms. And yeah, okay, I was remember correctly. A Twingo with a Megane RS engine. I honestly want to see it next year at the 24-hour. It would be phenomenal seeing Max Verstappen and a Twingo on the same stretch of the Nordschleife. Anyway, 20 seconds to go. Okubo and Cavalli, one next to the other, then Galaxy in black, then Gallard and Kirillov, Frankie and Villa, and then the whole grid as you can see on the left. 5 lights about to go off. And it's green light, and we go. It was a very nice start by Okubo, jumping in front of Cavalli immediately. As Azzori is now shown in the lead, I don't know why, as Cavalli gets back in the lead instantly. Oh, there is a catch! Oh, that's Galaxy off into the grass and into the wall he goes. Unfortunate for the Canadian. Cavalli is now in the lead. Okubo follows behind in second place, Gallard in third, and then it's a side-by-side between Black and Barale, who is now in fifth place. There is a side-by-side there between the two Miatas. Oh, there is one that goes straight, two actually goes straight. I think the one was Anderson and Rancagno. Cavalli now is still in the lead. A couple of cars went off track, and Galaxy was one of the fatalities. Unfortunately, he is now in 25th place. As it is a side-by-side there, it's between Fernandez and Frankie. Frankie on the inner side, in front of Fernandez he goes. I think actually in front of a couple of other cars. As I'm afraid this view is not really helping me. Frankie now sits in 8th place, just behind Kirillov, as Fernandez in the draft into third one. He remains behind as we go into the hood, as we go into the sideline. He gets the overtake done in front of Frankie, and Fernandez is now in 8th place, just barely in front, but he still remains there in position number 8, as Frankie has to follow shortly behind. Okubo 7 tenths behind the leader, and Black another 2.2 behind, as Galaxy is going for a comeback run from 25th. He's now in 23rd place. There is a possible overtake there between Hawk and Kirillov, with the inside line being taken by the number 62. Little contact, 3 wide out of the last corner. Actually, I think it's 4 wide for a moment. No, it's actually still 3 wide, but that's Kirillov and Frankie switching position. With Frankie getting ahead of Kirillov, and Hawk actually losing a couple of places. He is now behind Kirillov and Frankie, with Rancagno just behind in the 10th place. Villa follows another couple of... Oh, that's a cut-off. That's Manu Villa into the grass, and no contact with Lopez, luckily. So he remains where he is in 14th place. As we go on board with Daniel Hawk, a bit on the gravel, and then you can see ahead that's Frankie overtaking Fernandez, and that's also Kirillov in front of Fernandez, and Rancagno in front of Hawk. It's like on the gravel, so this means that Hawk will go back into 9th place. Phenomenal switcheroo for Hawk, as the places are ever changing. Now into the last corner. Only a handful of corners in the track, as Galaxy is now in 22nd place only. Very difficult race for him. Murwa side by side with Rancagno as he goes on the outside he tries. It's a bit of a optimistic move. Matter of fact, he remains behind. No contact with the car up front. And the number 22 sits behind. And that's is that yes, it is Fernandez and Hawk challenging for position, but Fernandez remains actually he jumps I think he jumps in front of Hawk. I saw the position change, but I didn't see if it was Hawk ahead. But nevertheless, Hawk now goes side by side with Fernandez. Hawk on the inner part of the last corner, and that's the number 62 that jumps ahead of the number 56. Fernandez now in 9th place. The battle for 6th is great so far, as Clemente Fernandez, the Spanish driver, goes back alongside into turn 1. He goes, oh, contact, and the 56 is off sideways in the middle of the racetrack. Contact also with the car behind. That was Rancagno hitting him, and the 56 is off into the grass, and a long way to go for him. Meanwhile, as you can see here, another contact, and that was Rancagno also getting tapped from Murua, I think it is, and the Argentinian driver is now in 9th place, sorry, now in 10th, losing a lot of places after the battle from earlier on. And that's, apologies, Villa in the car number 56 here, in the other car number 56, and as he tries again to get ahead of Azzori. 10th place now for Villa in the second 56. Fernandez now in 15th place, he was battling for 7th, and that's the overtake done on the outside for the 56 on the 58. Great race so far in MX5 Cup by GSI, and so there is also the battle for the podium with it 34 and 22, one after the other, in the both in the same team, I think. So, oh, slack on the gravel, losing a lot of time, and that's Gallardo losing grip on Black's place. In the meantime here, oh, that was Azzori on the gravel. 1, 2, 3 places lost for Stefano Azzori in the number 58, maybe even another one. That's another one. Fernandez goes back into 14th place now as he tries the switcheroo into the outside he goes, and that's Azzori back in 14th at least. So the Italian sits ahead of Fernandez. Galaxy now only 20th place for the number 3 right now, and he will probably remain in 20th place as he doesn't go for the move on Tasanovic. Into 10th place, slightly different scenario as Villa is ahead of everybody else. In this train here, Villa leads the way, but Murua is chunks behind. As you saw, some very early incidents for some drivers, and unfortunately Galaxy and Fernandez were two of them, as Franco Murua just lost a tremendous amount of time as behind Lopez gets ahead of Anderson, so that's why Murua remained into 10th. Lopez was going for the overtake on Anderson, and Coppi follows behind in 13th place. This may be helpful for Fernandez. 14th place at the moment. Spanish has been involved in an incident early on with Hawk battling for 8th at the time, and also Müller, and that's so Müller and Serantes now ahead with the number 61. Müller in 17th place now, still on the inside he remains. This could be good enough for him to remain in the battle as he goes on the inside, but he doesn't overtake, so it remains. No, never mind, he goes on the inside once more. In the car number 61, 87 on the gravel, so this puts Müller in 16th, and oh, that was the other Müller in 17th. Serantes now slips into 18th in Galaxy. Oh, that's not Fernandez! Fernandez in the gravel again! Fernandez in the gravel again, 20th place now for 19. Oh, another contact! Another tap there, and that's Fernandez with a possible. Oh, that's Rancagno into the wall! David Rancagno into the wall again. And that's a retirement for Rancagno and Fernandez. Both cars out of the race already. Tremendous situation for the two drivers, as Murua still has its role as the train master here, with Lopez, Anderson, Coppi following. So the gravel takes out another couple of drivers. The number 22 there. Oh, the 29 into the side, free wide, and that's the red car of Anderson in the lead of this train now in 10th place, overtaking both Lopez and Murua. As the Kopi also does the same on number 22 after Murua went on the gravel. Slowing down, and that's the 55 back in 13th place, unless a dive bomb happens, which doesn't. There, Murua actually goes for the dive bomb on the 29. Failed dive bomb, nevertheless. So we remain in 12th place. 30 minutes to go, and Black is still ahead of Gallardo. Very close to him. Fastest lap of the race so far, 55.9. The laps that you are seeing are the best lap times. Or the last ones, apologies, the last ones. The last one was a 6.6 for Kubo, 6.8 for Black, and 6.9 for Gallardo. And 30 minutes to go. This has been a phenomenal race so far. Galaxy goes ahead of Muller, 16th place for the Canadian driver now in the purple MX5. And Muller is only half a second in front. As you can see from the mini map, there is a lot of time. Oh, Muller went into the gravel, and he lost the place on both Galaxy and Muller in number 87. So the number 61 is now in 17th place. He won't answer to Muller's attack. He will remain in 17th there. Still here in the train. Only 2 temps behind Anderson. The battle for the top 10 so far has been... Oh, Anderson is off! Anderson off into the wall after hitting the tire barrier on the inside, and that's Colin Anderson, unfortunately, off. Another incident here in MX5 Cup by GSI. And Colin Anderson goes back in 17th only, but as you can see here, a lot of damage on the car. The suspension also took a hit. As you can see, the car is all over the place. It's another car that lost the place. Unfortunately, while I was looking at the battle, there was also the overtake between Gallardo and Black. I suppose it was team orders, very likely, as Black is Gallardo's teammate. But that puts Gallardo in the podium now. That's number 71. That's Cartalla being lapped right now. Kirillov here, just barely in front of Hawk. Hawk in the number 62 here. Slight tap, maybe? No slap. No slight tap for Hawk. But as you can see, he is extremely close to the orange MX5. Kirillov with AssettoHosting.com MX5. The fence on the outside, so he has a better line out of turn number 1. But Daniel Locke goes for the dive bomb, but not up between the two, but it was very close between the two. No contact, luckily. As Hawk has a better line, and as such, he goes on the inside and overtakes Kirillov. 6th place for Daniel Hawk in the number 62. As Black is directly behind now. I wonder if Jake Black will ask for another switcheroo, this time on his performances. The ones you are reading are the headlights. The blinkers going on and off. Not sure why Black has them. Oh, that's an entire cut for Black. Goes into the gravel. I was saying for Gallardo. A bit of a cut for Gallardo. They have 3 cuts. But that's a lot of lost terrain for Black. And now Barale is only 7 temps behind. So realistically, this could become a battle for 4th for Barale. Murua still behind Lopez. 3 seconds behind Villa. So possible battle for 10th is still ongoing. And as you can see on the pits, Rancagno, Fernandez, Anderson in the pits. All of them for an incident as number 22, a bit sideways. Kirillov still follows closely Daniel Hawk. The AssettoAustin.com. And right now this is the closest fight on track. Although I think there will be one for 13th. Among the cars that crashed at the very early stages of the race, I think Galaxy is the only one still remaining. As both Fernandez and Rancagno had a second incident. But Kirillov and Daniel Hawk are very close actually to the battle for 4th and possibly even further. I mean, I'm trying to get ahead of the situation here, I'll be honest, but I think Barale and Black may battle, but if Gallardo makes a single mistake, that could be the fight for 2nd actually, because Okubo is only a 2.2 in front of Gallardo himself. So realistically, this could be all a battle for the podium. Kirillov was ahead of Hawk early on. He then lost ground on him. Only 2 attempts between the two. In the last lap, only 3 milliseconds gapped the two. Kirillov now tries on the outside to have a better line out of the last corner. Obviously, it's impossible to make an overtake there. Into turn 1, there could be a chance for the Bulgarian driver. The AssettoAustin.com. No, very close between the two. Both of them into the grass, so they both lost some terrain on each other, practically. And now there is also here. Oh, that's Gallardo! No, that's another car. I thought it was Gallardo, but I have no idea which car it was. Oh, it was Alexander. Apologies. It was Alexander off. For a moment I thought it was Gallardo. And actually it was a lapped car. As now here there is a battle for 2nd place. Cavalli is already 10 seconds in front of everybody else. Absolutely demolishing the field. As here comes Okubo to lap another car. Couple of lapped cars in the middle of the way for this train. Okubo, Gallardo, Black, Barale, Hawk and Kirillov follow another 4 seconds behind as Okubo loses the place on Gallardo. As I think he went on the gravel after there, and that's also Black going for the move. A little tap between the two cars. 77 remains in 3rd place right now, as Black actually loses the position on the 07. Barale goes onto the inside line, and that's Barale going for 2 probably. Into the last corner he goes, into the hairpin, and that's the 07 from 5th to 3rd in a single corner. Although, as you can see there, there is also Black going 3 wide into the main straight finish line, and that's 3 wide. Incredible stuff here, as Black is now in 3rd into the most inner part of turn number 1. Okubo still stays in 4th place, and Barale follows in 5th without gaining any place. Kirillov and Hawk are now gaining tremendous amount of time. Black has already a 2 seconds advantage on his teammate, as Black now leads this little pack of 3 cars. There's been incredible racing so far. Okubo now has a slight chance, possibly as Black just went a tiny bit on the gravel. It doesn't go for the dive bomb. Takayuki Okubo glued to Black, and the teammate actually lost some more ground. 7 attempts being lost on the last lap for Black. Gap went from 2 to 1.3 seconds. A lot of cars being lapped so far. As you can see, only 15 remain on the lead lap. This very short track. And 77 now has a good chance to put it in front of Black, although Black defends the inner part of the racing line without leaving too much space to the Japanese driver that tried to go on the inside, with Black blocking the very line that Okubo was about to take, helping the Italian behind in 5th place. Now on the outside he tries, it's a bit of an optimistic move, this one here for the Japanese. And matter of fact, he remains now in 4th place. And stop and go 10 seconds for spinning in the pit lane for Daniel Hawk, who is now in the pits. What happened here to the car number 62? Daniel Hawk into the pits and the stop and go for speeding, so probably something happened to Daniel Hawk. As Gallardo now sits in 2nd, 3rd for Black, Okubo still in 4th, Cavalli 13 seconds of advantage. This is just embarrassing at this point for the whole field. With a 13 seconds advantage, Cavalli leads 20 minutes to go for him. Yeah, very odd situation for Hawk with an effective DNF. This camera is not great. This camera is better. Last lap 6.7, 6.9, 6.9. Nice for both Okubo and Barale. 6.7 for Kirillov, so 2 tenths gained. 7.2 for Frankie, so not much there. Galaxy still in 14th. He's never beating the allegation. I mean, he has been great so far. Absolutely demolishing the field, destroying everything that was around him. As much as now he's in front of Sazanovic by 3 tenths of a second. So this puts the amount of cars DNF up to 4. Rancagno, Fernandez, Anderson and Hawk all DNF right now out of 25 cars. There is a good chunk of space between Gallardo and Black. 2.5 seconds. 6.5 in the last lap for Gallardo, 6.6 for Black, 6.7 for Okubo. Barale, tremendous lap, 7.3 only. And Kirillov gained another 3 times, as he doesn't have to battle with his rival anymore. It's very odd that Hawk just went into the pits. I wonder the reason for that. I have honestly no idea. So far we saw very nice battles. It's been a phenomenal race so far, with a lot of surprises. Unfortunately, some DNFs and some protagonists that went in the middle of the pack, or even worse, fuel. I doubt. Like, if he had only 10 minutes, not 10 minutes, just 20 minutes of fuel, he would have retired earlier. So I suppose something else related to his equipment, probably. That's a possible chance. It's not rare to see equipment failing. And during the 24 hours of the Nürburgring that was just being held here in LFM, we saw some drivers just stopping in the middle of the racetrack because their equipment wasn't working anymore. And some even crashing into turn 1 because the entire setup was not responding. So my 2 cents are on a possible equipment failure. Okubo, Japanese driver, now in 4th, 7.2 in this lap, so quite slow compared to Black, 6.8, same as his teammate, who at this point is just trying to get ahead of the competition. Is definitely not going for the lead, 13.7 seconds ahead. and extending. Murua still behind Lopez. The Argentinian just set his personal best, 6.641 for Murua. Lopez will stays ahead, 3 seconds behind Villa. "14 seconds. This has been a phenomenal drive for the Brazilian driver so far, out of everybody's competition. And then there is a secondary train being composed by Gallardo et al., which spans from Gallardo to Galaxy. As then there is a secondary train being composed by Müller, Mashas and Sasanovic, sort of. And then Sanchez, Müller, Alexander, Cataglia and Serantes, with 4 cars in the standings retired. As it stands, Takayuki Okubo only some temps behind Black. Maybe this time around is going to be different. 15 minutes to go for the Miata drivers. The car number 77 particularly set the exact same lap time as Black, 7.154, 7.152 for Okubo. Arale just lost another full second, absolutely losing it all. He was battling for the podium early on, and now he's nowhere compared to the two ahead. He's just puts Krylov in a very good situation. He gained a second point free in the last lap. So still a good while to go. I wonder if the tires may suffer in this particular time, being practically an oval kind of lap. So one where it's basically everything is a right-hander, with just 3 exceptions. The left sides are going to struggle towards the end of the race, and particularly I think that's what's going on for Black, because look at the gap now, it's 5 times only. That is where yes, but I was doing it for sure. I was trying to put hype, I'll be honest. If you usually watch the Well MX5, you know that these cars can go on for 40 minutes battling every single lap, so they are the same exact cars, so yeah, the tires don't wear, to be fair. I was just trying to put some hype in the situation. Speaking of MX5s, I'll just put a bit of extra OT information now that things aren't exactly changing. These cars, as I said, are the very same ones that are being used in real life, and the last race at Martinsville has been great. If you didn't see it, go watch it. There is the YouTube channel for it, IMSA official. And there was another photo finish with particularly a usual Martinsville finish that put, I think it was what, 5 milliseconds only between the two front cars. It's been honestly very nice race, that one there. And the Well MX5 in real life also rewards drivers for their... Oh, that's a car in the gravel? Not sure which one it was. I think it was a lapped car. As now both Black and Okubo go in front of the 87 of... I suppose that's Müller. Pretty sure that's Müller. and that move made Okubo lose a couple of attempts. Hello, Wes here. It's been a very, let's say, energetic race so far. Things have calmed down a bit now, but so far it's been great. And honestly, I'm very hyped for next year. As always, Daytona double race, just before the big one, the Rolex 24. Speaking of Rolex 24 and MX5, Conor Zilish is going to put his hands on the Cadillac. Very likely it's going to be the 31 in a rookie test at Daytona. And he went from MX5 to IMSA in what, 3 seasons? Not even, no, actually 2 seasons. No, actually way less, because he was in the LMP2 already last year. So this year, actually. I can't remember, last year? Was it last year? Yeah, I think it was last year. He was in an LMP2 equipment and also won in class. So if you're American and you don't really need a budget, actually the championship rewards you in cash prizes. There is a chance. I'm very envious of the series being held in America, mainly because nothing like this exists in Europe. The closest thing is the Clio Cup, but it doesn't really rewards, not even closely to the well-known MX5. And most importantly, it doesn't really give you a boost in the sports car program or the NASCAR Cup program, as Zilish did. But OT aside, there's only half a second between Black and Okubo, as Sasanovic and Sanchez are now battling for 16th place. With the 58 that tried to get ahead of Sasanovic, just there, and that may be another answer from Sanchez, not really, as Kupi laps him, so this postpones the battle by a lap or 2. Only 3 attempts now between Black and Okubo. Oh, that was a bit late break for Okubo. The Japanese nearly crashed in front of Barale, who just cut the gap entirely. It was 2 seconds early on, 1.1 now. So Black is definitely slowing this part of the field down. 6.5 for Black, 6.7 for Okubo, 6.6 for Barale, 6.6 for Kirillov, who slowly but steadily has been climbing the stair. As you can see, the Japanese was slightly on the gravel, but look at the Italian. He is very, very close now. The gap was up to 2.5 seconds early on. And while I was talking about the well MX5, the gap is only 8 tenths of a second. Also, these cars are not a mod; they are the official Kunos ones. So you don't have to install any mod to use them. And actually, they are very funny. They are practically some go-karts kind of cars. They're the embodiment of a little bee with too much energy on it, that just goes zigzag 24/7, and I love them. Even because the noise is this one, even in real life, it's just a constant zzz, like a bee. So usually that's the comparison I make with these cars. They are like frantic, energetic bees that go around without any order. And I think they are also unmuffled like in real life, because differently from the EU, I don't think in the US there is such a thing as noise limits, or rather there are, but it's track dependent, not county dependent. Something Laguna Seca. Anyway, right now Black is 6.9 last lap, and about to lap the number 07. That's Alexander. Oh, that's also not really happening. 77 getting tapped by the 07. And now Kubo lost a lot of time on Black. This could actually put Barale on... oh, wait, I think I know what happened, unfortunately. I hope not. But Alexander... I hope it's not a team call, the one between Alexander and Barale, because they had the same livery. I just hope it's just casualty. Unfortunately, lap cars have to go out of the racing line, not inside the racing line. So I have no idea, to be fair, Jelf. Unfortunately, sometimes lap cars don't put themselves on the correct side of the road. I mean, it's okay not being used, but rules are rules, and it's not really a thing of being used. It's more like a common sense thing, not putting yourself on the apex. I'm very rigid and on this rule, particularly because it's highly enforced even in real life, and it's extremely important to be aware of your surroundings. So I'm very strict on this rule, and you always have to be aware of the fact that if you are being lapped, you have to get out of the racing line, like straight forward, unless it's a multi-class championship. Blah, 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 blah. But yeah, being used obviously helps. But if the next corner is a hairpin on the right, don't put yourself on the right, on the apex, I mean, obviously. But in any case, back into race as Müller is just barely in front of Mashas, so this could be another fight for position. Number 87 in front of the number 36. As we are heading into the final few laps of the race, sub 1 minute lap times, and Cavalli is about to lap Galaxy for 13th place. That's how much Cavalli has been dominating this session, with the Canadian that may become lapped in the next few corners. The Brazilian has been absolutely incredible so far. 20 seconds in front of Gallardo, basically a third of a lap in front in 40 minutes time. That's been massive so far. 777 is about to start the final couple of laps, and this means that it's one of the few last opportunities for Kubo to try an overtake on his rival, as Jake Black this time has been acting slower out of the corner compared to his rival. Kubo on the outside it goes. He is probably going to try an overtake on the outside, a very optimistic move, to be fair. And as you can see now, the British driver tries to defend again the racing line on the inside. He moves. I think Kubo has been cut on his way out of the last corner, maybe for a switcheroo, as he goes now on the outside. Kubo, the Japanese driver, on the outside he tries with Black on the inside, remaining on the racing line. The two cars don't change position, putting Barale back on less than a second to Okubo in 4th place. This is just 90 seconds away from the end of the race. Okubo had to lift off because there wasn't space available for a move into the right hand corner. Maybe a bit of bump draft, as you can see. The 44 defends instantly into the hairpin. So this is going to be side by side again, but this time Okubo has to think differently because the same move will not work. As a matter of fact, it doesn't work. Actually, Barale put himself way closer to Okubo than Okubo is to Black. So this could actually become a three-way battle for the podium position, as Cavalli is about to start the very final lap. No changes here so far. The white flag being taken by Cavalli on his last lap in a few seconds, and Okubo tried the inside line into turn number 1. There's a possible contact between Okubo and Barale. Kirillov is only 7 tenths behind at this point. It's going to be everyone's place into 3rd, as Okubo barely behind. He has to find a way because they still have a lap to go, while Cavalli will take the finish line in about 30 seconds time. Same exact move as earlier. It will not work unless the 77 thinks about something else, and the Italian couldn't optimize the line out of the last hairpin. So even for them, this is the last lap of the race. About 25 seconds after Cavalli took the white flag, and this is going to be everyone's place for 3rd. As the leader is now on the final lap. Things here are not changing, although it was a sideways moment for Okubo, defending into 4th place as Cavalli takes the finish line. He arrives first with more than 19 seconds, but unfortunately we can't put him too much on the TV coverage as there is a huge battle here for position. Gallardo arrives at the line in 2nd place, and that's the American driver completing the race in 2nd. This is the battle for 3rd, with Black in 3rd, Okubo in 4th, Barale in 5th, and Kirillov will end the race just behind, so nothing changes here, unfortunately, for our show. Frankie just ahead of Villa. With Lopez in 9th place. Muro will conclude the race in 10th. At the line, Copy 2.5 seconds behind, and Galaxy completes the race in 12th place overall. Cavalli with an extreme lead of 20 seconds wins the race at Knockhill in the 2 kilometers long racetrack. It's been a phenomenal race for him. Gallardo completes in 2nd place as his teammate sits in 3rd. With the full grid coming up in about 3 minutes time. With absolute domination, I would say that's the correct word for the race. It's been great. In terms of results, I think we have to wait about 5 minutes for them to come up. Celebrating the trophy. I mean, the results are just going to help the current standings. These are not updated, these are still from the Chinese racetrack from last week. Cavalli was already leading by 430 points on Okubo. So this puts another chunk of points on the Brazilians championship. Unfortunately, I have to wait. I can't really do much else apart from this until the race doesn't doesn't get stopped, the entire server I mean. So for now the only thing I can do is show you the standings so far. These were the position prior to Knockhill. Okay, server has been reset. So suppose I can first of all quit from the race. Okay. I'm glad that everything worked. I'll be honest, I'm glad that everything worked. The delivery were working, the race was fully in display, and the pure filter was also working, which is something that last time wasn't. Well, obviously last week nothing was working at all, so at least everything was at the same time. Next time, let's put the calendar first, so at this point it's easier. Next time around it's going to be Lime Rock Park, which is in the United States, so a bit of a home circuit for the Miatas. And then it's going to be Mont Blanc, Jarama, Phillip Island, Sonoma, Norris Ring. That's going to be a very interesting one. Norris Ring. In DTM, it already creates mayhem, mess, and cars destroyed. I think it's not going to be any different here. And then Bilsterberg and Nordschleife. The Nordschleife will be interesting, for sure. The Nordschleife is going to be interesting. It's going to give us TCR vibes during the Nordschleife week. This is the full calendar for every single series. Let's see if the standings are updated. I don't think so. Let's try anyway. Oh, they are! Knockhill. So Edoardo Cavalli, 18 seconds in front of Riley Gallardo, Jake Black in 3rd, Takayuki Okubo in 4th, gaining 620 points, effectively losing another 180. Massimiliano Barali in 5th, Kirill Kirillov, then Frankie Villa Lopez, Murua, Kupi, Galaxy, Müller. It's being put. Let me just refresh, so it's easier. In 13th, then that was Johan Mashas in 14th, Stefano Azzori in 15th place. As you can see, 12 cars were the ones on the lead lap. Everyone else was lapped at least once, for how much Cavalli was dominating the race. Sanchez, Müller, Sasanovic in 18th, with Alexander Cartaglia and Serantes completing the race, with Hawk, Anderson, Fernandez, and Rancagno DNF from the race. These are the standings after Knockhill. Cavalli said these are the standings. Okay, the standings are not updated, but the race is. I have no idea at this point the reason for that. Why did we update it? Why? What's wrong with you? Okay, anyway, it should be Cavalli at 3,800 points, and Okubo at about 3,200 points. Should be like this, more or less. Just mathematically speaking, this is the full top 30 with some races less for some drivers. Okay, it doesn't want to refresh. I have no idea at this point why. Galaxy's race is going to put the Canadian very much out of the top 5, because Barale was in 5th and Galaxy was out of the top 10 entirely. Let's try one more time, otherwise I just give up at this point. For some reasons it doesn't want to work. Okay, never mind. Okay. Maybe one more time. I'm trying, but it doesn't want to refresh. Okay, I'll just put the results forward then. This was Knockhill. This was the round number 4. The next one is going to be Lime Rock Park, and it's going to be very interesting. So again, the championship is effectively between Cavalli and everyone else, and this is the price they no, this is not the price, this is the one I want to put forward. This is what they are fighting for. P1 receives an FPA V2 by GSI and GXL V2 for whoever arrives in 2nd, and 3rd place and Interlock Ultra for the final podium seat. I was Cristian Romano. I hope you had a wonderful race for tonight, and tomorrow it's going to be the PTT in Assetto Corsa Competizione, the Porsche Cup, and the Case Kingdom D Pro Series. with John Wright. I think it is John. Should be John tomorrow. In any case, I hope you had a wonderful evening. So, good evening, good night, wherever you are in the world. Stay safe. Have a good one. Bye.